Hey, and welcome to Ugh, I Guess, a show where I hate everything until someone convinces me otherwise. I'm Lex Basile Price, and I think pinky toenails need to evolve away. With me today is the beautiful and hilarious Zach Day.
Hi,
Hi.
thank you for having me.
How are you wrong?
Well, I wanted to show you that I came prepared today. For
Oh,
those just listening, I'm holding up hundreds of dollars worth of candles, and I only have two in my hands, by the way. So,
so you are here to convince me about the properties of a scented, flammable device.
that's correct. That's absolutely right. That is my passion, in many ways.
When did this passion begin? What led to this road to hell that you're on?
Well, yes, and it's on fire, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's what burned down Rachel and Phoebe's apartment, I think.
Probably. I've heard of a lot of horror stories about candles, so you guys have to be careful, okay? Well, let's see. When did candle obsession start? It probably started around college. I remember I was smoking a lot of weed back in my college days and trying to cover the scent with incense, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of helps.
But sometimes I feel like incense, as opposed to like a scented candle, will draw more suspicion because it's like, what the
At this point, yeah. At this point, you associate like incense with like, oh, they're stoned out of their gourd,
Mhm.
which is fine with me. Yeah, I don't know. I think that that kind of led me down this path of like, I like things to smell good. I like my house to smell good. I like my room. I just want to have a place that feels really comfortable and cozy. And I think that lighting has a big thing to do with that. And candles play a part in that as well, candlelight.
Are you one of the girls that does not use an overhead light?
No overhead lights allowed. Absolutely not. It's gonna be natural lighting from the windows, or, I like a good lamp
Yes.
and candles, obviously. But
I don't understand the impulse. And maybe it's a generational thing, or maybe it's a gay thing, but I do not understand the impulse to come into a room and just switch on every single overhead lamp. My in-laws used to do it all the time, to the point where I started either putting LED lights that I would set the
like the dimness and
dimness
all that.
to and the
Yeah.
color,
Yeah.
or I would just take out bulbs because I was like, please do not ruin the ambiance of my apartment. You get to come in. I have lovely lamps. Everything's lit well, but not
Right.
too bright.
Exactly. Well, it makes all the difference in the world, seriously.
I think so.
But yeah, I've always loved that. I remember too being like a little kid and my mom had like different candles around the house that like smelled good and like I've kind of like have this it's called scent tree. I'm sure you've heard of this, but you know how like scent can really like make you take you back. It's just like a song or anything like that, food, whatever, like your senses can really take you back to a specific day and time. Like you can remember what the Scholastic Book Fair smelled like in like third grade or whatever, you know what I mean?
Is there a smell that like it instantly takes you back to like young and your mom and that candle? Like,
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, if you think about like, I mean, like Sweet Pea from like Bath and Body Works or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
kind of like the lotion scents and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm immediately like, oh my God, I'm in fifth grade and my mom is like driving down the road with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, like also applying lotion and yelling at me. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely taken back, but it's all good. Yeah, and then I guess just from there, I just kind of like was buying like, the typical Yankee, a typical Bath and Body Works,
are you
And I
brand loyal?
at this point, yes, but it's okay.
In that experimental phase, you were going all over.
Yes. And like, you know what? I'll still go, when I go to like a Trader Joe's or go to just like any kind of like little store, even Walmart sometimes, especially like TJ Maxx,
Oh, I was
you
gonna
can
say a home good is where
Home Goods.
you get that stuff. Because for me, I think I enjoy candles here and there. I feel like
Okay.
coming from a poorish family, there was like this kind of part of me that like doesn't want to ruin. Like I've spent money, right? And so the idea of then using
Setting it on fire.
yeah, and like, well, it's limited rather than like, oh, I guess I can just set a decorative candle there and look
Right.
at it. So I think it like sets me in a mind of like, well, I can just go to Home Goods and get the look of the candle as opposed to the like, and I can spend like $5 and like not feel bad as opposed to
Right.
that like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And that is like one of the detractors when it comes to candles because they can be expensive. Like I said, like some of these candles I was holding earlier. This candle itself, okay, I'm
Okay.
showing Lex a candle. Yeah, it's a green and it's from this company called Cire Trudon, and they're based in France. They do have a New York City store, but they're like the candle makers. They've been around since like Marie Antoinette. They used to like make her candles and stuff.
Oh, so we're getting
And
real fancy.
so this is like top of the line. This is like this candle right here. It's like a 8 ounce candle or something, probably. It's like $150 for a single
I'm
wick candle.
not expecting a hundred,
Yeah.
not even a triple wick.
No, babe, that's a single wick candle. And you know what? I've had this candle for years and it's like halfway down.
A
It still
quality
smells
candle.
It smells so good, even on cold. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. There are candle terms. It's a community, babe. It's a
Please
lifestyle.
educate me. I am at this comparatively. I feel like I am candle illiterate. Like,
Well, I was gonna actually ask you, like, I know you said you kind of like candles. Do you have any kind of like, do you burn candles on the regular? Like, what does your house smell like? What's your go-to? I kind of want to know.
I guess I'm like mostly my house just kind of smells clean. And I have dogs, right? So like at a certain point they're only I'm sure my house doesn't like reek, but I'm sure like my house smells like tiny dogs live here, right?
Okay.
Like not that they're not washed or anything, but like
Right.
I'm
But
not
they have a scent. Dogs have a
dogs
smell, whatever.
smell, but I also like to keep the place pretty clean. I will
Better than
say
cats. Cats
oh,
piss and shit indoors, so I don't like the way they smell.
that's a whole
Yeah.
other episode on what I hate, and it's cats.
Right.
But
Okay.
cats are very cute. Cat boxes, I don't know. But yeah,
Ooh.
I think like obviously like our house smells a lot of times of like what dinner was the night before.
Okay.
My husband loves to cook.
Love that.
Yeah, and I will occasionally use a candle if I decide to take a bath and I want to like create a mood. I'm going to be in there for a while and I've gotten the candles that I mostly would like using is if like there's promotion or something for like a small business, I will tend to like look. I think what's the one? Like there's a Dungeons and Dragony black owned
Oh,
business candle company.
okay.
I'll
Yes.
I'll think of it and
Yes, let me know because
yeah,
I'll buy.
that are like the idea is it's based on like this is a a field, this is a tavern,
Hmm.
this is a dungeon, this is a monastery or whatever.
Right.
And then what's fun is, and I've only done this once, what's fun is there's one candle where when you burn it all down, there's a metal D20 at the bottom. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
cute.
right?
Yeah.
So, but I rarely, I think, go to use them because I have that instinct of, well, once I use it, then it's used, not thinking like, yeah, but that's the point of it.
Right.
Though I will say, because we like to have a lot of like dinner parties and board game nights and stuff, that's when I'm like, I will throw a candle in the guest bathroom. I'll put stuff around the house. Like that's when I tend to, I think because, therapy time, I'm like so much more comfortable expending that energy and cost for friends
Other people.
than
Yeah.
myself.
Oh,
So,
okay. Let it out. We're getting
yeah.
deep immediately. 10 minutes in. No,
So
that's
yeah.
great.
So I think that's kind of where my experience is, but I'm not necessarily like brand loyal. I don't even necessarily think I have a scent profile like other than that I tend to like more like a clean
Ooh,
bright scent as a
fresh is
yes.
what they
Yeah, as
say.
a
Yeah.
fresh scent as a but also not like I can't get into like I do not scent my laundry. Like it's
Oh,
all non-scented and like we use
so you just use
almost
okay. Do you use like natural fabric to like detergent and stuff like that?
heavy duty detergent, but it's not scented.
Okay, okay, okay. Unscented, but just clean.
Very clean. Everything should
Yeah.
just smell kind of like clean. I was not when I lived in California and had a car, I didn't do like air fresheners or stuff.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think part of that too is like me, I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep it clean. It's gonna smell fine.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah,
Clean is good. Clean is good. I like that too. I mean, I'm kind of like that too. Like I really like to have just clean equals good to me. You know what I mean? So like,
cologne and stuff is very that too, where it's just kind of like
okay.
a bright, fresh. Maybe there's like a slightly lower notes, but it's mostly you know.
Okay. Now, growing up, do you have any memories of like your like the house you grew up in or your parents or anything like specific scent notes or anything?
It was a lot, like I said, a lot of cooking. Like because I
Yeah,
grew up in a Persian household, there was a lot
right.
of like long cooks, long
Yes.
doing
I
stuff.
was wondering about that because I do remember you saying that. By the way, I let Lex know that I'm a huge fan. I've listened to every episode of Pod Leadum at least twice all the way through. But so I knew that about you. So I was kind of curious if like your house had those kind of like scents from like good food and stuff like that, you
Yeah, it
know?
was mostly food and just California. Like so the sense of
Okay.
like, there even though we were 20 minutes from the ocean, you still get that kind of scent. And we were
Yeah,
in the suburbs, so it wasn't
for
like
sure.
we're by the freeways really. So like I think that was just my yeah, food and like clean, fresh.
Nice. Okay, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I live in LA now and it doesn't smell good.
No. As someone
So,
in New York, I can hear you.
yeah.
The fact that people here were fighting to have like covered trash cans for houses. They're like,
I
it
mean,
ruins the view. And I'm like, it doesn't smell like piss and trash. Like, what do you mean?
yeah. Actually, it probably does just a little bit less,
Trash.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think about that all the time. I think New York is so stinky, but like there's also like something, I mean, I love it, you know. But yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm in LA now and like I don't know. So another thing about me too is that like I'm a touring musician, so I'm kind of constantly traveling. I don't spend more than like a week at a time in like one specific place,
Mm.
which is like kind of sad for me because I'm such a homebody and I'm such a like cozy kind of guy.
But that makes sense to me then why you basically are creating your home on the road, and part of that is a certain scent profile. Like that
Yeah.
totally tracks to me.
That's what it is. And like, so sometimes like hotels and stuff won't let you, you're not supposed to like burn candles in there, but this is when we get into wax melts. And this is another part of the
Oh,
candle culture. A lot of times you can get your favorite candles in wax melt form, and then you just plug it into the wall
like
and
tray,
melt
right? Like
it.
a warming tray.
Little tray. Yeah, it's like a little tray. It just melts it. And so those are a lot easier to travel with if you wanted to do something like that. And I do it all the time. Go to Airbnbs, hotels, whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do my best to make this feel as much like home as I can because I'm going to, I just like to take that with me. I'll bring my pillows. I mean, I don't know. I think everybody probably has, their own thing,
I'm
but
that way. Whenever I had to do work outside of the city, I would be like, I know how my pillow feels, and I don't trust that it will be good when I get there. So
exactly. No, yeah, that's another thing that I don't like. Hotels, but sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. It's hit or
you
miss.
can never know.
But yeah, so candles, I don't know. I also have like I've made my own candles too and sold them as merch,
Ooh,
which
that's
has been
fun.
yeah, it's been a fun.
Part of your brand.
Exactly. And so I had like these vinyl records with like a single on them, just like one song. And then I had a candle with that song. And so I had like four or five different candles with different scents. And I like collaborated with this candle company. And it was like, okay, my song is called If It Kills Me. And like the music video, I'm like setting a car on fire. And so like the scent notes are like smoke and fire and like
I was
whatever,
gonna ask. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. Like, that is one scent that like have like a both love and hate relationship to. Growing up near the beach, the smell of a bonfire. Part of me is like love, but also part of me hates because I hate the fact that it just goes into your clothes. Like no matter whether
Yeah.
you're downwind or upwind, you will smell like a bonfire. Even though that is like that's kind
Yeah.
of a cozy scent to me, which I fully get.
Yeah, I agree. Like camping, and then you're like, oh, I love this. But then, like, the next day or 2 days later, like, my hair still
Uh huh.
smells like
Uh huh.
smoke.
Yep.
It's like, I don't love that, but you can recreate that with candles, you know? And I've even bought some candles that, like, I mean, yeah, I like to try and buy from like local or like small businesses and stuff like that. And you can find some really cool ones. When I was in Arizona, I went to this like indigenous store and they were selling candles, and I of course bought one,
Yeah.
and it said that it was supposed to smell like mud from like Arizona or something like that. And I bought it, and because it on cold, it smelled very much like that. And then when I lit it, it literally my entire apartment smelled like moss and like
Ooh.
dirt. And there was like not really a sweet like sometimes you think oh maybe there's like a vanilla or something like
So
under.
just you were just in the dirt.
I was in the dirt, but I liked it. It was kind of cool. It was like, see, that's the thing is like it's an experience. And so I support
It's
that.
one of those like that's fun when I'm in the mood for
Yes. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, there's a whole culture around candles and scent and stuff like that. I'm sure you knew.
Are you a seasonal changer in that, or do you tend to stick with your like different profiles that just like doesn't matter what season? And granted, you're in LA, so season what is seasons, but
Yeah, no, I do tend to switch it up every now and then. I have like a scent profile that I like. So like there's scent profiles, there's like fresh and clean, which is kind of like eucalyptus, linen, cotton, those scents that. And some people really like those. For me, I think I used to like those, but mine has changed now. I'm more into the gourmands, which is like just bear with me here. I'm gonna like nerd out on candles. The gourmands are like stuff that kind of smells like food or baked goods, kind of, like this one here is really good. It's from a company called Kringle Candle, which love them. They're really good to me. And this one's called Crinkle Cookies, and it's like chocolate espresso. It's a chocolate scented candle. Chocolate, espresso, steamed milk, cocoa, brown sugar, whatever. So like I'm kind of into those right now. But then like this one, the one that was like
$150.
$150, this one's called Carmelite, and its scent story is like it's supposed to smell like the mossy concrete walls of like an old Catholic nunnery or
Okay,
something like
sure.
that.
As someone
You
who's bought
know,
D&D candles, I have to be okay with that.
and it's so I really, really love this. And this one has a strong throw on cold. So let's get into that.
Okay,
We've got cold on cold, and then we've got while
I've I've
burning.
I've heard you say on cold, and I'm just going like, yeah,
So when I'm saying on cold, it's like the scent that it gives off when it's just sitting here being just unlit. So that's what that means. If you ever hear someone say like something while cold or on cold. So like even this one just sitting here on my desk, it's not been lit in like I don't know how long, but even on cold, the scent is like you can smell it. It's so strong. So that's a good thing to
right.
me.
I agree with that. Especially if you're spending $150, you want a good on cold where you're like, okay, I can sit here next to it and still
No,
experience
literally. And then this one is from the same company. It's just like a little one. Could you guess how much this one is or was?
$70.
It was like 50.
Okay.
Yeah, $50 for like a 2 ounce candle. But this one's good too, and it smells like Cuban cigars from like I don't know what but
But you want to
something I
get
love
your
about.
daddy fantasy, do the cute
Yeah, I'm just like shaving cream and cigars. I love that.
leather.
Yeah, and then like when how you were asking earlier about like by the way, I have a whole drawer. I have a drawer dedicated to candles. Back here.
You have an inventory?
Yeah, oh I do on my
Good,
phone, don't worry.
good. As
But
someone
yeah.
who I made an inventory of my nail polish, so
Ooh, okay.
because I'll be like, oh, what does this nail polish look like on top of this nail polish? That way I can
Oh,
look at my card and be like, that's
yeah.
CJ.
Well, do you have like a spreadsheet or something of like ones that you want to try? And then do you like,
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. My grandfather, he was an avid recorder from TV, so he would record a ton of movies from TV.
oh, okay,
Which
VHS.
VHS, which meant that I didn't see the first 10 minutes of pretty much any movie. But he had a whole library of tapes in the garage, and he would lent those out to people, but
Oh
he
my gosh,
sign out which you were taking.
that's
And
cool.
people in my family had been blacklisted from that eventually because
I'm
you
sure.
didn't bring it back. Never again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so funny. Wow.
I think
Talk
I've
about,
inherited that a little
yeah,
bit.
there's a little bit of like something there for sure.
I do it with my own like my books too. I'm like I love lending my friends books. I will keep track of who has it, not to like encourage you to give it back, but if I need to find that book, I know who has it.
Speaking about books, I'm an avid reader myself, and like lighting a candle when you're going to sit down and know you're going to read for like an hour Great experience. Highly recommend. I'll get on YouTube. This is what I do. I light my candle that smells like concrete walls, and then I get on YouTube and I like look up medieval ambiance tavern, no music. And it's just
Oh,
like
just like clinking glasses,
it's clinking
murmuring.
glass.
Yeah.
Yes, it's clinking glasses. Sometimes I hear a oh in the background or something. And I'm like, yes. And then I've got my candle lit. I've got that, and I'm just reading, and it's a joy and a very great experience. Yeah, I just got these candles recently because it's like because of the Halloween, which is like my favorite, definitely my favorite holiday, I would say. And like this one is like called Witch's Cauldron, and it smelled this says the notes are like cedar, clove, incense, citrus, whatever. But like, yeah, I just love how like you can just switch it up and just change the entire atmosphere of your house or
Mm,
your room or whatever with just lighting a candle and lighting different types of lighting, you know?
yeah. Is your main focus of the candle the scent, or is the lighting factor more of a percent than just? Do you know what I mean? Do you know?
Yes, I know what you're saying. I would say the scent is like it's not quite 50-50. I would say the scent is a little bit higher, but the lighting does play a big role in it
Okay,
too. But the scent's a little bit it's more about the scent and everything like that.
right.
But when you combine the two, that's what makes atmosphere, you see? So you got to have it's kind of both, you know? And oh yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about part of candle culture too is like there's like candle care tips. I don't know if you've heard anything
I
about
like
that.
know kind of about it, right? But like nothing. I don't do any candle care except
Okay.
for I just don't ever light my candles for a short time, and I think part of that is
Okay.
obviously the like it's a waste. So I like to use it for an activity that's like going to be at least an hour,
Yeah, like
okay? So
yeah.
that like it doesn't fuck up the candle because I assume that has like you shouldn't just be like
Yes, that's a part of it.
that's kind of where it ends with candle care.
Okay, hey, that's okay. That's a start,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I appreciate
You,
that
you
because
me. I because
yeah.
I want to use the candles and
Right.
yeah,
Well, that's right. Like, if you're gonna buy a candle, you don't want to waste it. And like the thing about candles is like all this research that I've done says that candles have a memory themselves.
mm,
So like if you light the candle, it's like something about the wax and the wick, something about that. But like if you light it and then you blow it out before the wax melts all the way around,
mm,
then the next time that you light the candle, the wax is only going to melt out that far again. So like that's what's called tunneling, and
right,
you want to avoid that because then you can't get it back. Then all that wax is going to waste technically
right on this side.
on the sides. Yeah. So it just forms like a tunnel. So yeah, basically every time you light your candle, you want to make sure that you light it for long enough that the wax melts all the way to the edge.
Okay, and I
Yeah.
guess that depends on the size of the candle and the type of wax. I would assume.
Yes, yes. And also like, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's like 2 hours,
Mm,
but really they say that you don't want to light a candle for longer than like 4 hours because then it starts like, I don't know, something.
drowning the wick.
Yeah, and I've had mine lit, for all day before, but you really don't want to do that. But yeah, that's like one part of it. Another part of candle care is trimming your wicks. And you can buy like candle care kits on like Amazon or wherever, I mean TJ Maxx, whatever, but it's
Right.
like these little scissors that you can like it goes down into the candle and it like trims your wicks. I mean, I don't really know why you have to do that, but
The only
that's
reason I would assume that is because I have had, and I don't know if it's a candle like quality issue, but like that moment where the wick just starts black smoke, and it's just
That's really what it is. Yeah, that's really what it is, I think. And like,
definitely sitting the bathroom wall before.
yes, I have to. I have to because I've had like the candle on the back of the toilet or whatever, or like, and then now there's a big black stain on the wall.
Yep.
But yeah, so like you're supposed to trim your wicks anytime they get like, because see, like sometimes I think these need to be trimmed. You probably can't see it on here,
Oh, a little,
but there's like,
like a
there's
little
like,
bulbous end on it.
yes, yeah, you don't want that because they'll pop, they'll crackle, they'll smoke really bad. So yeah, I trim mine pretty much every time I go to light it. I trim. Yeah, and then like some people will like, yeah, the different types of wax and stuff. Like some people have a big problem with paraffin wax,
Right.
which is like if you, I feel like a lot of Bath and Body Works candles are paraffin wax. Don't get me wrong, love a Bath and Body Works. That's a really good entry candle, by the way. I feel like they're like $20 to $25, 3 wicks. The smell's pretty strong, but that's the thing. Paraffin wax is supposed to hold on to scent and make it really like powerful scent. But I guess it's like petroleum or something, and then you're like breathing that in, and I'm like, babe, the stuff I've breathed in in my life.
I don't know where you're living that you can have clean, fresh air all the
I
time.
mean, yeah. Thank you.
I grew up in a time where we would go to a restaurant and we would be asked smoking or non-smoking, and we would
Thank you.
sit in smoking because the wait was shorter, even though we were children.
No, exactly. I'm like, babe, I've drank so much water from a random water hose
Yeah. Oh,
that's been out in the yard.
straight from the hose. Yeah.
Yeah, like for sure. I've huffed so many poppers. Y'all don't want to know all the stuff I've breathed in my.
Hold on. Maybe you know this. Do we know the fate of Poppers? Because
No,
they had shut down production, at
no.
least of the
My favorite brand.
Double Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more.
Oh, nope, no more Double Scorpio
Yeah.
gone. No more artisanal poppers.
No, no more pumpkin spice poppers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. So, hey, we'll have to just wait and see. But anyway, yeah, so the paraffin thing wax, if that's like if that's something that's important to you, hey, go for it. To me, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I've breathed in enough
Yeah,
crazy shit in my day. But yeah, there's like soy wax, coconut wax, beeswax, paraffin wax. There's blends of different
sure.
of all of those. I love a soy wax. That's probably my favorite because they tend to hold the scent really well and they're cleaner, as they say.
Right. I think I found the brand, so I wanted to tell
Oh yeah, please.
because I also think they do soy wax. It's Cantrip Candles.
Oh, I'm writing that down.
Black owned, small business, and they've only been great, the ones I've used. So I'll
Okay.
help them out.
How do you spell it? Like
Cantrip,
Cantrip?
Cantrip.
Okay, I will check them out for sure. There's another really good black owned candle company that I like, and I'll have to try and think of it and I'll let you know
Yeah.
at the end too. But yeah, love that for sure. Let's see what else. So yeah, there's like different ranges of candles. So like I said, you could go to like a TJ Maxx and get some of those candles on sale. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not.
Sometimes
Like
they're bad, but you've paid $4.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, okay, there are some really bad scented candles, and you can light a candle and it smells like maybe you don't prefer that scent, and it can ruin the vibe,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? So you have to like, I don't know, it's hard to buy blind with candles too. So like, you know, if you're ordering like Kringle Candle, like this is one of my other favorite candle companies. They're typically about $25 to $30 for a candle. But the problem is you just have to trust your instincts or whatever and hope that you like it. Because if you get it and you hate it, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna burn it or
For someone you may or may not like.
that's exactly right. They make great gifts.
Where are you? I feel like I am being served a specific company a lot. And I would love to know, as a candle connoisseur, your feelings. Because I hate the name of this company,
Okay.
but I don't know anything about their candles. Boy Smells.
Boy smells. Okay, yes. Okay. We have a fraught relationship.
Okay.
Me and
Okay.
Boy Smells.
I'm glad to get into this with someone that knows. They
I
serve
think,
me ads all the fucking time, and none
yeah.
of them sound attractive, and I hate the name of the company. So I would love to know your thoughts.
The name is interesting because you're Googling like Boy Smells. It's kind of like,
I don't want that in my algorithm. Thank you.
interesting.
I don't want a kink shame, but that's not for
Right.
me. I
Hey,
don't
fair
live in
enough.
Brooklyn.
Right. Oh my God, the Brooklyn Boys. Don't get me started. I like them. But yeah, Boy Smells. They also have a collaboration with Casey Musgraves. They collaborated with a few of my favorite artists and stuff. And I've had a few of their candles. I personally kind of like the way they smell, but they're very smoky, incensey, da
Mm,
da da. but they tunnel so bad. So, and they're expensive. They're like $40 for like a
It's
single
still
wick.
nice.
I feel like yeah, it's not worth $40. Maybe if it was like 20,
Then you'd
I'd be
be
like,
better.
yeah, that's okay. But you're really trying to get a lot of money out of me for like a
Half
single
a
wick
candle.
candle. Yeah, that tunnel's so bad. And I have taken care of it. Also, there's like these tricks that you can do. If a candle starts to tunnel, you can take aluminum foil and wrap it around
Mm.
and let it burn like that. And that kind of like heats the sides up a little bit. And I've done that with those Boy Smells candles. And yeah, you're going to see when you get into the community, they don't have a very good reputation in the candle community, unfortunately. Same with
Mm.
like Diptyque, which is like a
Oh,
fragrance
yes. Yes.
company. Yeah, they have their candles smell good, but they're like I think the cheapest you can get's about $75 for like a candle, one single wick.
Do we think that because they're fragrance forward companies that are like, well, if we're already doing that, we might as well dip into candle?
That happens a lot. I mean, like Le Labo is another one of my favorite. They're like a perfumery, and they're like, well, let's start a candle. Their candles are two wicks, and they're like 80 something dollars. Just like so expensive. But they're good. They're good. They're really good, and I really like the way that they make your house smell. Yeah, they're luxurious. Like they're really like, when you walk in and you smell one of those candles, you're kind of like, oh, this person is luxury. Yeah. So it just depends on like what you think. But yeah, there's a lot of like Le Labo, Diptyque. I mean, you could probably find other like perfume brands that have like a candle too,
Right,
and they're typically hit or miss, but like Bath and Body Works, their candles are kind of like I personally don't love Bath and Body Works candles. I'll still get them, but they're just kind of like they dud out really fast.
right. Mm,
They're gross. They don't burn clean. They're paraffin wax, and sometimes they're not the best, but they're a good starter candle. But anyway, yeah, man, candles they're fun. They're a good time. And so like for me, this is what I choose to like that's kind of like my splurge. I don't buy candles every paycheck, but every other paycheck
yeah,
probably.
yeah. You're in the I think you're a millennial.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'm 31,
yeah.
so
You're in that millennial thing of we have to give ourselves little treats, and we all
yeah.
decide what our little treats are,
Yeah.
and that's good.
What's
That's called
yours?
self care. What's my little treat?
Like do you splurge? I know some people splurge on like, yeah, fragrance or clothing or
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not a
video game.
video games is kind of my splurge,
Yeah,
but outside of that, it is will be a nail polish. I will splurge on
right.
an ear like a jewelry. I will sometimes splurge on, and then these aren't all the time. But if I see one of these and I'm like, I have to get this, I will, and that's tarot cards. I
Oh,
have like
interesting.
I have a
Okay.
few. I like I said, I don't do it all the time, but there will be like some collaboration or some like artists will come out with them, and I'm like,
So do you do tarot readings?
I do. I don't. I mean, I have been doing I've been doing tarot since I was probably like 11 or 12. My
Oh,
aunt gave me my first deck when I was about that age. It was a Greek mythology deck. Uh,
that's cool.
yeah, it's still it's like my go-to. And I used to give readings to like my sister's friends when they would come over for like a sleepover. But what I really
Okay.
like
Freak them out a little bit.
a little bit, and I'm also a pretty like because I think tarot, like, do I think that there's anything like mystical? No. I think it's like the way I approach it is a way to mostly self-reflect and using story, which is, I think, like the most human thing you can do to like understand. And so if you aren't a very intuitive person, it's hard to read for other people, I think. I think pretty much anyone could probably like if they were interested in it learn to like read their own cards because
Okay.
you're only interpreting it within the whole knowledge that you have as opposed to with someone else you kind of have to not like scam them but you have to like be able to look at something and understand the breadth
Okay.
and adjust it It's
So would you say you kind of have to know the person to do like a really good reading?
it probably helps. I have never
Yeah.
done a reading for someone that I didn't know in some fashion. Now, the readings I've done for people, I have been told afterwards, like, okay, I don't know how you like got that. That's like I very like halfway through my friendship with Podleadum co-host JW Crump, I gave him a reading because he was interested and he was like, I mean,
I could see him being like a little skeptic, but then
yeah,
being like,
yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
but I mostly use them for like checking in with myself
Okay.
thing. It's a nice. I don't really. I've never been like a journaler, so what it helps is like. Well, I was when I was a child, but not as an adult.
Yeah.
But especially once I had tarot cards, like I would do a lot of like I would pull like a 3 card draw and then like write it out rather than just like seeing it
Just
and like,
think.
telling and thinking it. I would
Yeah.
like, write out what that meant, kind of.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a nice little
That's kind of like a meditative practice, a good, yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. Yeah.
maybe I need to add candle into that.
Candles are very spiritual. Candles are very spiritual and used a lot of times in like different cultures for like ways to connect with like the outer realm or whatever. So I don't know. For me, I'm just like, do it smell good? Then I want it, you know?
Yeah,
Like, but
I mean, I'm also a person that was given a smudging kit as, for my wedding. So,
okay.
but it was mixed
That's
with the Persian, like it was like smudging, but also mixed with some Persian like practices and scents and
okay.
like
That's
esfahan
cool.
and stuff. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I do it occasionally when I'm feeling like
I like the smell of like sage too, like when I'm like smudging my room or something. That's a nice smell too to me. So I was gonna give a shout out because there's a couple like candle YouTubers and podcasts
okay,
even that like if you're actually interested in like people who do like really deep dives on specific brands and like I said, if you're gonna try to order something blind off of a website and you're like, I want to know,
review that you can
yes.
or get vibe with for sure.
Yes, yeah, there's a couple. There's this girl, her name's Melanie. I think her YouTube is Mr. Kong's mom, and she does full out candle reviews on all these different candles. Every day she's got a new video comes out. And then there's this guy, Drew Yock. He's like my age, I think, but he's been doing candle reviews since he was on YouTube like at like 12 or something. So that's really his like life. And he's a sweetheart, love him to death. And then what this girl, she's a comedian and an actress, and her name's Selena Kopic, and she has a podcast called Two Wick Minimum. And every week she invites people on to talk about their candle journey, and like it's great. It's really funny and entertaining. So I just wanted to give them a shout out, and it's just a fun little community to be a part of because there's like zero stakes and it's just like, it's just fun,
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we all kind of need.
I mean, for
Right
me, it's
now.
my little tree. It's my little tree. I love to just like get on there and see like, okay, what's like some new scents that they're going to come out with this Christmas or this holiday season, and I'll order a couple of them, and if I like it, I'll keep it, and if I don't, I'll give it away as a gift or something, and yeah, and it's just
This
fun.
has been lovely. You have encouraged me, I think, to be a little more liberal and treat myself a little bit more with my own
I think you
candles.
should. I think you
Yeah.
should.
I need to give myself that treat, not friends and family. Uh,
Yes, I agree. And I wouldn't say go spend $150 on a candle, but if you wanted to, you can use my code for 15% off at Kringle Candles, just Zach. But no, for real, it's just like if you're wanting to make your reading time a little bit more, relaxing, or just give your house a little bit more like ambiance or something, like yeah, light a candle. Just go pick out one that you think smells good and just see what it does for your day. Seriously, it's a beautiful thing. Wake up in the morning, I light one in the kitchen and drink my coffee or whatever, and it just really just adds a little something special to
it's
your day.
intention. It's intentional.
It's intentional. Exactly. Yeah.
Where can our listeners find more about you and your music? I do
Yes.
want to make sure you promote that as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, y'all can just, I mean, I'm releasing a lot of music this year, on all the streaming platforms under my name, Zach Day. Or you can go follow me on TikTok at Zach Music, or Instagram, Zach. Zach everywhere.
I
Yeah.
I love being just one name everywhere. I mean, mine goes back to MySpace days. So
Mine too. My YouTube. I started a YouTube when I was 12, and it's been Zach, and everything has been that since then. So
I appreciate consistency.
yeah, all across all boards. Thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor. I really adore you so much.
And don't forget to go listen to Zach's music on Spotify, because while you're there, you can review and rate me, review on Apple Podcasts, or just tell someone that you're like, you seem like a candle person. Listen to this episode, and they
Yes.
loved. So join us next time as we once again prove that my opinion is always correct about everything all the time.